welcome back, Christina. How have you been the last 6 months?
Hi, Sydney. Since we last met, I have no longer been getting morning sickness or feeling nauseous. I've also been able to gain my weight back plus some more.
That is great to hear. What do you think helped you gain the weight that we had set a goal for?
Once my morning sickness decreased, I was able to eat some of the calorie-dense food suggestions that you gave me.
Good, I am happy they helped. How has Julia been doing with her diet these past months?
She's doing fine.
I'm glad to hear that. How has the introduction of solid foods been going?
It has been quite the challenge. She throws her food and screams when I don't feed her what she wants to be fed.
I understand how this can be frustrating for you. Which foods seem to trigger this response?
Usually it's whenever I give her chunks of food, like banana and avocado, or if I don't give her the soft foods in a certain way.
The process of introducing foods is a challenging one, and you are doing great with Julia. I understand that her yelling and throwing is stressful. Are there any ways that have worked for you to calm Julia down?
I have found that giving her toys can distract her, but then she won't eat.
Would you like to hear more options to help with calming down Julia?
I know how to take care of my own child.
Linden,
Thanks.
220, Linden, thank you.
I'm sensing that I may have offended you, and I'm sorry if I did. If you do feel offended, could you tell me more about that?
Well, ever since I had Julia, my entire family has constantly been trying to give me parenting advice, which has been very difficult. They all have their own opinions in different styles, so I've tried to do this on my own.
I understand how frustrating all of these opinions from your family members are, and how difficult your situation is with parenting on your own.
Thank you, that is nice to hear. Maybe a couple of tips may help.
That's great. To begin, I would suggest letting Julia take control of what she may be eating or changing her environment. For example, you may have better luck feeding her in another room or facing her at a different angle that would be more pleasing for her. I know you can do this because you are already doing great with introducing foods and finding ways to calm Julia down. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most likely and 1 being the least likely, how likely would you be to switch her to mainly soft foods?
Probably a 6. Making the formula and getting her to drink, it has been so much easier than fighting her to eat soft foods.
Okay, and within these upcoming months, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most likely and 1 being the least likely, how likely do you think it would be for you to raise Julia's caloric intake?
A 3.
Why are you at a 3 opposed to a 5?
Well, maybe I could be at a 5.
Okay, well, why do you feel that you would be at a 5 to change her caloric intake opposed to being at a 7 or an 8?
I just don't know what to feed her, and I feel like I don't have the time to feed her a bunch of times throughout the day.
You stated earlier that you give Julia small banana and avocado chunks. This is a great start to getting those calorie-dense foods. What else do you think will help for food options and working with your time?
Well, I guess I could always ask for some options and what to feed her and ask my mom for some help when I don't have the time.
Those are 2 very great ideas. If you would like, I could give you a list of foods to try with Julia that may help her gain some weight.
That would be awesome.
In these upcoming months, I think we should continue with our goal to have Julia gain more weight. With that, what would you like to see change in for her?
Well, I guess I want to start feeding her more nutrient-dense foods and making sure she is meeting her caloric needs.
Those are 2 great interventions for Julia's goal. Before you go, I will give you that list of calorie-dense foods that we talked about. How would you like to work toward meeting her calorie needs?
A big thing for me is time and how tired I feel.
What would help you to manage those 2 challenges?
Well, lists and schedules always seem to help me.
That is a fantastic idea. If those help, we could create a plan for you within a day that has feeding times at work for both you and Julia.
That sounds great. Thank you, Sydney.
Of course. So today we discussed some of the challenges you are facing along with ways to overcome them. You stated earlier how your family becomes over-involved in your parenting, but you have been able to overcome this by figuring it out on your own. You have done great with your options you are choosing for soft foods, and I know these next few months you will do great with the goal to have Julia gain weight. Feel free to contact me at any time, and I would like to set up another visit for the future.